into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
What? Late night when you be my love. And I know when that hotline bling.
Ooh, had the wrong lyric there.
That can only mean one thing.
What's going on, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning into another after show here at AfterBuzz TV for Are You the One? It's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And y'all, Lem's not here, but of course, holding it down, we got Miss Desiree Murphy. What's up, girl?
Hey, hey. Loving this jam. Love me some Drake.
I heard it like 20 times on the way here in traffic.
Yes, you can find me tweeting about this jam at dmurph65 as
right.
usual.
She's fun. I follow her. Y'all follow her too. We got a special guest, y'all.
We do.
In the house tonight. She's going to say what's up. It's Miss Kayla Brackett. What's going on, girl?
Hey, hey.
What's up?
Hey. You here? I'm excited for you to be here.
Thanks. Thank you for having me.
MTV gets crazy cuts of you, and we talked earlier. You're like, I'm a little crazy. I'm not that crazy, so I can't wait to get to talk to you.
Crazy.
Just a little bit. I can't wait to talk to you and see what's up. But shall we get into the episode, y'all?
I think so.
It's
I
called.
think so too.
Yes, it's called Getting Lei'd.
Yes.
What
As it
seems-
should be.
As it
there
should
was a
be.
lot of stuff going on.
There was a lot of boom boom room and no boom boom room, so that's exciting to see.
Good point.
Yeah, who needs a boom boom room when you have the ocean, right?
That is very true.
True
I mean, it was
that.
pretty spicy scene, I'm not gonna lie.
All right, guys. So we see it start off like usual. The beams that they got last week was just 2 beams. House comes back, and everyone's mad again, obviously, right? I was frustrated too because I'm like, wow, I thought y'all played a little bit of strategy last week, and still there was only 2 beams. So I'm like, what is going on? This game is
so disappointing.
harder than I thought. What are your thoughts,
know.
Kayla?
Can you imagine being in the house? We were just
I know.
so mad. We were arguing. I mean, you know, they only show so much on TV, but we were, oh my God, the whole house was just miserable. You could cut the tension with a knife. I
Really?
mean, we were just, you know, some people were wanting to give up. We were just, it was hard. We were like, you know, how have we come this far and we suck at this that much? But I mean, that's why we need to be there. That's why we need to be on the show, because we're trying to find who our match is. And,
Right.
you know,
And I mean, us,
finding relationships.
yeah, us as viewers, you know, week to week with Lem as well,
Right.
we're always like, oh, they got to do this. Like,
Right.
it's obviously this person and this person.
We're wrong.
But then tonight we're watching and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
We don't even know. So
Because we're like strategize, but then we think about it. What we saw today at the end was like, man, maybe it's too much strategy.
Yeah.
And, you know, there kind of has to be like that middle or a happy medium where you guys kind of got to find that kind of sweet spot to strategize and go with your, you know, you go with your heart and kind of like think like that. But yeah, I can't apologize enough for saying these people don't know what they're doing, because I'm like,
I know.
it's hard. I'm like, dang, I don't want to be in their position.
So hard.
here I am thinking the whole time, I've been saying this since like episode 1, I
Right.
think, that Kiki and Chuck are a match. And tonight, I mean, we'll go into that later, but they're obviously not.
We were wrong.
And so
Yeah.
wrong. And I was like, hands down, they're definitely a match. So now I'm all messed up
Right.
on my prediction.
Right. But it looks Chelsea and Connor are in the honeymoon suite.
Yes, they are.
Yes. Any thoughts? Any words?
I mean, obviously, you know, at the time it sucked.
Right.
It was really hard. But, you know, now looking back on it and watching the show, I'm really, you know, happy that he was able to leave the house, because now it's my time. He's not in the house. I'm not focusing on him anymore. I really need to focus on who my match is.
You get it.
Right.
Yes.
Because while he was in the house, it was hard. I almost was forgetting why I was there in the first place. You know, I'm watching myself in interviews and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm still going to be with him because I still like him,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I came there because I wanted to find my match, and I suck at relationships, and, you know, I've had the worst experiences. And at the end of the day, I want to find my match, and I want this whole thing to work. And the matchmakers, you know, they know what they're doing.
Right.
People
Exactly.
pay to have matchmakers
Right.
together.
It's
No, you're true.
true.
We had this free trip to Hawaii, having fun.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I'm
I
like,
know.
wow, they all get a vacation to find love. That's an amazing opportunity
Yeah.
right there. But I guess it is kind of hard to like contemplate that when you're in a house.
Absolutely.
And you're, there's alcohol, there's like a lot of attractive people.
Yeah.
You're in
There's
Hawaii.
no cell phone. There's no TV.
So you had no
Okay,
social media.
I
Like-
didn't even think about that.
I couldn't
Wow.
call my mom or my sister or my friends and be like, oh my God, this is happening. What should I do?
Did you guys have time?
You get in a fight with someone and you wake up in the morning and you hear their voice and
Right.
you're like, why are they in this house?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's just,
I could see the mental breakdowns happening then. I understand.
yeah, it's hard.
That's good to know.
Well, I have a question for you. If you had to pick three qualities to your perfect guy, what would those 3 qualities be? Because on the show, I feel like a lot of people are just, you're meeting people, you're not there very long in the beginning. Like, we still have a lot more episodes
Right.
to go. But it's based on attractiveness as what we've seen
100%.
from most of the relationships so far. So let's
Super
talk
physical.
So
qualities.
good looking on this season.
Super
I know.
physical, right? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
That's tough. That's tough.
But my qualities I like in a guy are definitely loyalty, because if he's not loyal to you, what kind of relationship is it? I like a guy who likes to spoil me and make me feel special.
Okay.
And, take his time out to, make it known that I'm still his girl and I'm his number
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
And I want to say honesty. I mean, I know these sound like basic things that I'm throwing out
No,
there,
definitely
No,
not,
they're
though.
all so important. Yeah.
it's so important, because if you have someone who lies to you and who isn't about you and doesn't make you feel special all the time, and when you're in a serious relationship with someone, it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to have the butterflies. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to be, wanting to kill them at some
Right.
point.
Absolutely.
Right.
But, you just you want them to make you feel special and let them know that even though you have your hard times, you still have your high times, and they still love you and they still care about you, and that's what kind of keeps you pushing.
Right, and the basics are what build a relationship, right? Because you build upon it after you get the
Exactly.
basics in. Whatever your basics might be, it all might be different, right?
Yeah.
I think so. But when you said like honesty, that has to bring me back to this was Desiree's man a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it is now, but it brings me to Chuck.
Yes.
So Chuck says he wants to be honest and wants to leave the player life behind and
Yeah.
find true love. In this episode, though. Damn,
my
Chuck.
gosh, I
Like, what's going on, bro?
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what I'm saying about the whole like attractiveness thing. Like if I were in the house, for example, immediately I would have been like, Chuck.
What's up?
Like that's what I thought for sure. Like he's just the typical person I would probably go after.
Right.
But in this episode, I really thought that Zach was awesome. I was like, when he was talking about how he like needs a down for anything girl, like I think this was like the first episode we really got to see like him deep down inside, not just like what we see on the outside, but deep down.
Okay,
So
yeah, no,
that
you're
was
right.
interesting.
Really. You're right.
I agree. Yeah, Zach is super cool.
Yeah.
He really is.
Awesome. We're having him. I don't know if I can say that. No, actually, forget it. We will. Fans, get ready. We're gonna
not?
have Zach on the show soon too.
Yes.
And a lot more. I'm excited. You guys are awesome for doing this, by the way.
I know.
We're glad you guys are coming in because the fans love it. You guys have a lot of fans on MTV everywhere, just loving AYTO. So shout out to you guys. But let's get into the beach challenge.
Let's do it.
Okay. So the beach challenge, me and Desiree were like, this is a little complicated. Oh my God, quotes, puzzles, chess. Like we have to run to make sure we get the right person, but we don't know if we're going to get the person we want. I'm like, MTV's screwing with y'all.
I know.
Same thing. I was like, well, I was so glad I was not participating in this challenge.
Yeah.
But-
I get it, guys.
Right. So basically, Chuck and Austin won the challenge, right? So basically, they have to go to a quote that they think is their girl, find the key, grab the key to get the chest, and run over to assemble the puzzle.
Yes.
Which seems to be a lot. I don't think it is, but it's just like you might not find the girl that you want.
Yeah.
So that kind of like messes with you a little bit.
But I think it's good though, because since we're doing so crappy, it's really
like,
good
who
because
cares?
maybe people who aren't connecting with each other, they need to go on a date, and once they go on the
Right.
date, they'll be like, oh my God, you know what? We really connect. Maybe we're a perfect match.
Right.
Because that's
True.
what we need at this point, because everyone's just going based off physical attraction.
Very
so when I
true.
saw that this was the challenge, I was like, yeah, that sucks because I want to go on a date, but
With
at the
who?
same time,
At that
this
point,
is-
with who?
Yeah, who
'Cause I know
was it?
somebody who wanted to go on a date with you.
I mean, there was two people that I was really thinking of, going on a
Uh-huh.
date with. I really,
Go
really
ahead.
liked Austin. I mean, him and
Okay.
I had always talked. We were always like close friends in the house, and he had said he wanted to take me on a date, and I was like, yeah.
Oh, look at you, all
Yeah.
blushing. I see you. Who's
so,
man number two? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I kind had my eye on Mike a little bit. I don't know if you saw the sneak peek for.
I did.
Next episode,
Yes. Yeah.
So.
I mean, Austin wanted in with you as well too.
Yeah.
You know, but he ended up getting it was Shy, right?
Yep. It
He
was
ended up being
Shy.
I was a little bummed out, but I was happy because they really never got to talk in the house. They never spent much time together. So I was like, this, we really need this for the game.
As Shy pointed out a bunch of times this episode.
And then we saw Chuck get Kiki, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But me and Desiree were kind of looking at each other when this happened. Helicopter and ice cream?
I know, like, what are those
Did MTV lose
surprises?
budgets? Like, what happened?
I wonder which one I'd like to
like
grab.
super epic, and I'm like, let's go to Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
I know. I don't know what happened there either.
Right, but I mean, I guess they all had alone time. They were able to talk to each other, and I seriously thought Chuck and Kiki were vibing, and it was it. Like for real, minus the physical attraction, they seemed like okay. I thought it was gonna work.
They seemed super cute.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, well, we saw later on when they went into the truth booth, it was a no match.
Yes.
How'd that make you feel, Desiree?
Oh my gosh. Well, like I said in the beginning of this, you know, I just thought hands down they're a match, and I'm so wrong. And now, just the fact that like all my predictions are off make me feel really sad.
I know. I'm just like, we literally sit down here and we're like, okay, this isn't working, but maybe this could work.
Yeah, and we're like, and we know that Kiki and Chuck are a match.
And we said that last week.
We did.
It just didn't work out. But before you guys went into the dates, into the matches, you guys had Lovers Luau. Mm-hmm. I gotta know how that was from your experience.
What happened?
What went down?
It was the best time in Hawaii, first of all. It was gorgeous. You know, it was by far the best time with everyone. We were all kind of just drama, emotions aside. We were all just having fun, drinking, having a great time. And, you know, Zach and Cheyenne kind of had a thing. So I really thought that they were kind of going to hit it off there. And then out of nowhere, bam, Zach and Hannah were just hitting it off.
Right.
And the next thing I know, they're like in the ocean and...
That was the boom boom room for the night.
Moment.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait, did they even show Zach and Cheyenne on video or on film that night? I didn't see them too much.
No.
But they concentrated super hard on Zach and Hannah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because he was like on the booty, everything.
I know. I really did want to see like Shy's reaction to everything, which we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll get to see that next episode.
I guess,
hoping.
yeah. But then I was like, this is Lovers Luau. This is like a swingers exchange.
Yeah.
Because Brittany hopped on. I mean, obviously we thought Kiki and Chuck at this point were like, okay, they looked like they were gonna, you know, do well with each other, and they're chopping it up. And then here comes Brittany knowing that Chuck is not her match, and still infiltrating. Like, whoa,
Brit.
hello. I want your thoughts on that, Kayla.
Yes.
Because you look like you have something to say.
Well, you know, it's hard because I was one of those people too. When I was found out I wasn't a match with Connor, there I was, still trying to be with him. So it is hard, and it's easier said than done being on the outside, looking in, and when you're in that house and there's no cell phone and no communication with anyone else.
Right.
It's hard. Like your emotions. Oh my gosh, it's insane. You really fall for someone so fast.
I gotta say, Kayla, you are so much more level-headed than MTV makes you out to be.
I know.
Like, because I'm like,
I know. I'm like, are we
I
really
wasn't very
talking to the
level-headed.
girl
Now
we see on the
looking back at it
show?
and watching it,
Right.
I think I've, you know, I wish I had done things differently, or I understand now. Where when I was on the show, it was more, you know, in the moment, and I'm just like, no one understands me. I'm right. Everyone's wrong. But
I know. I was like, when we found out you were coming in, I was like, oh, she's gonna scream at us because we've been talking crap about her the whole time because MTV makes her look crazy. But I was like, you know what?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
But
I was like, you know what? This is gonna be good to have her on because we want to know the other side. Because we don't get to see all the cuts.
I know.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that is true.
And there's so much going. I could imagine the drama that's going on because it's like
I'm
real world.
definitely the type of person where I'm not going to hold back for MTV. I'm not going to hold back for Chelsea. I'm not going to hold back for Connor. So that's maybe why I come off as so crazy. But it's just because I'm a very passionate person. And when I feel a certain way, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm not going to give you false information. That's just not how I am. So, you know, maybe they cut it and edit it a certain way. But when someone's disrespecting me or when someone, you know, is making me feel a certain way, I'm going to reveal it. I'm not just going to sit there and let someone walk all over me. And if you notice, even in the every time Chelsea and I had gotten into an argument, it was never between Chelsea and I. That's what I don't understand. It was between Connor and I because you know, off camera, Connor and I would be one way. He would, you know, talk to me a certain way. And then in front of camera, he'd be like, oh, I'm so excited to go to the honeymoon suite with Chelsea. I'm like, wait, because 15 minutes ago you were just talking to me off camera.
We're getting some juiciness here.
You know that you didn't want to go to the honeymoon suite, or you were going to blow a challenge and piss the house off and try to take me on a date. It's just like, don't give me mixed signals. So that's why my arguments were with him. And then out of nowhere, she'd come out in the background. She's like behind him and like antagonizing me. And to me, that's when I'm not going to sit there and listen to someone yell at me. Of course I'm going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm not talking to you. Why are you in my face?
Gotcha.
You know, so that's where I come into play, where I act all crazy, but I'm just passionate.
Passionate.
There you go.
That's a good one.
No, it is.
That's a good one. We're going to use that word way more often. Passionate.
Yes.
Passionate one.
Passionate.
Team passionate, y'all. Team passionate. But then we see at the Luau as well, Mr. Passionate himself, Devin.
Oh boy.
Gets, I'm like a little nervous, like his eyes twitching and like I don't know what's
evil look in his eyes.
He does.
Yeah.
And the way Devin speaks though, the way Devin speaks and composes himself and presents him to people or whatnot, it's kind of like a little devious, and I'm like a little nervous. Like he's like that villain in like the superhero movies, and you're just like, what are you gonna do next? Are you gonna blow up right now? Like, and
but everyone
did.
seems to like him a little bit though.
I think he plays that in between, almost like the Joker. Like you know what I mean? Like he kind of plays the in between moment where it's like, yeah, like you're a cool dude, you're a fun guy, but I might not want to mess with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because you might go.
Well, air your ass right out.
Right. No problem.
Well, I mean, in the first 2 episodes, we were so not about Devin, and like he definitely has grown on us better. Like I think he has a cooler personality.
Right.
I mean, he's definitely been getting along with people on the show. I mean, this episode
more so than we thought in the
disrespected
beginning.
people,
right.
but that's a whole nother story.
I think he may have realized when he was on everyone's shit list in the house.
Yeah, and now it's Chuck.
Maybe I gotta clean my shit up.
Exactly.
Chuck was the lovable one in the beginning. Devin was the hated one, and now they have just completely swapped places.
Right. But you went in on Chuck a little bit when Kiki was talking to him, and you're like, I just gotta let you know, like, but it was nice that you did, because I don't think he totally gets it, because I would. Well, the way Kiki was feeling, I understand the way she was feeling, because throughout the whole time, she's really trying to find this connection, and they mentioned that, okay, you know what, since we're gonna try this, it looks like I'm gonna be loyal to you, kind of situation. You know what I mean? But then Chuck goes and he says, well, we're not together, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? You're trying to find the connection and togetherness.
Exactly. I would say if this were like in real life, different story, but like you're on a show, it's the whole point of it. Like I'm Team Kiki there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it went just straight into Devin going crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wait, this is the precursor to the crazy after the match. But when he was in the house after their date and all that stuff, Kiki was trying to talk to Devin, and Devin just wasn't having it.
Oh, I know.
They keep on going back and forth. I really hope that they don't mess the situation up, and and are not thinking about the game, and they're thinking too much about their relationship, because obviously you ended up with 3 beams tonight. It's still something good at least, but it's like halfway through the show, so I'm getting nervous.
I know it is. Oof.
Right.
We've just been doing terrible. So.
When you look back at like the past couple episodes or whatnot, what would you have changed as far as like how you guys would approach the whole game?
If we could change anything, I think it would be trying to make connections with people not based on the physical appearance, and that's so hard to say because that's the first thing you do, and everyone is so good looking, and it really is challenging. And you sit there and you talk to people and you're like, wait, maybe this person is my match, because you do have similar things in common. You may have similar things in common to everyone in the house. The more people you talk to, you're like, shit, is this person maybe my match too? So it really is hard. I just wish that everyone really just focused on more like deep inside than the physical appearance. Because that's what everyone like glued to each other immediately because of the physical appearance. So that really made everything difficult this season, because I mean, everyone's been talking about the cast is just drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, you guys are hot.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. So.
When I saw everyone for the first time,
I'm
like, okay, like I'm doing good. I'd probably be like one of the hotter girls in the house. Also, when I see everyone, I'm like, damn. I'm like, everyone is beautiful.
I love it.
Right. I'm just awesome. Like, we were trying to like pick like who we think our match would be the first episode. I'm like, this is hard. I didn't give a straight answer because I didn't know.
He didn't. Yeah.
Like I was like, I think Kiki is cool. She seems like a down to earth cool girl. And I was like, oh, she's a little crazy.
You changed your mind quick.
I changed my mind. I'm just, I don't know. Like,
but now she's bae.
Yeah. Actually, what up, Melanie? You were fun last week. Melanie was fun last week. She was a really sweet girl, and she was cool to have her.
Yeah.
All the girls are great though. You've been great as well too. So.
And I'm excited to finally have some guys guests on the show.
Finally, Desiree's been like
all about the girl power, but hey.
Right. Desiree's like, when are we gonna get some guys in? Well, Zach's coming. We got another one too.
I'm excited about that.
I'm gonna leave that one as a surprise.
Yeah, we'll leave the other one as a surprise. But I will say, so something, week to week, we're coming up with these predictions, and we were chatting, and we were talking about how there are some people on the show that don't get a lot of airtime.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, tonight with Austin, I thought we got to finally
he got way
see
more airtime than he ever did.
More about him, because in the past few episodes, it will shoot to a photo of him on screen and we're like, wait, who's that? Almost kind of thing. So is there anything else you can tell us about him, maybe like behind the scenes that we wouldn't know about his personality?
Yes, he's very outgoing. I mean, he's a businessman, so he is all about strategy, and that's why, you see him on TV, and when you do see him, it's more about strategy, and we got to do X, Y, and Z in order to win. And a lot of people, find that
intimidating?
In the house, I guess annoying.
Oh, annoying. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
I mean, just the people in the house, because like we're trying to figure this out. Ryan's trying to tell us to follow your hearts, and then we go back inside, and Austin's like, "You gotta do this for strategy." But at the end of the day, he's a businessman, so that's what he knows. That's what he does best.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I can understand that. I mean, I feel like there's a good way to strategize it, but I think it's just. And there could be a way simpler way to strategize it.
100%.
Like, I think what you guys did today, and we're going to get into the matches soon, seemed a little bit complicated because it's like, what's going on? I mean, granted, you got three beams. Okay, I gave it to you guys. It's three beams at least, right? At least it's 3 beams. Decent. I think it's decent. Ryan's like, it's like halfway through, y'all. You need to get like 4 or 5.
I know.
Hey, it's better than losing $250,000.
I'm saying.
True.
I was like, please don't lose more money. You guys are scaring me here. You guys still have to split that pot. So, but like I think there's a way easier way here, and I think next week we should try to plan something out and see if they're going to use that.
I think we should.
But that's going to have to be off camera, obviously, because it's going to be a little hard to do so. But let's get into it. First off, obviously, Chuck and Miss Kiki were not a match. They went to the truth booth. Devin went nuts because he can't handle his passion for Kiki and needs her out the picture so he can concentrate.
Yeah. And I feel like Devin's a little bit jealous. Like,
Definitely. Like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's so much anger. He's feeling jealous.
Yeah,
he can say that he hates Kiki all he wants, but I'm telling you.
Exactly.
But it's nice to see that side of him a little bit because he really comes off as so emotionless.
Yes.
And even though
that's
he
a good
claims
way to
he doesn't
him,
care, he doesn't care. We all know he cares, so it's nice to see that side of him.
Because he can't hide it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
No, he can't. He goes crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
That table.
He's throwing
exactly.
things.
Right. I'm like, this totally got real world. Like,
I know.
like,
no, I loved him on this episode. I liked seeing that.
Yeah. How was your reaction when you were like, no, it's not. How was your reaction when you were like, when he flipped the table?
I was just like, Devin, really? I mean, I'm Italian. I'm always around like craziness. I was just like, Devin, like, what is wrong with you? But then the table wasn't as bad. I was like, oh, he got a little heated. But then he walked outside, and I mean,
was there more?
He just started. Oh my gosh, he was like throwing everything. He was throwing.
We're like, oh my god.
There's definitely a clip on Twitter where you see him picking up a lawn chair and like throwing it.
We did. We saw in the preview last week. Yeah.
He just like went mental.
Oh man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he went really.
I wish
crazy.
they showed more of that.
I know, me too.
Like,
so we were all like, holy shit. We were just like, what? I think everyone was speechless. We were just like, what?
Yeah, craziness makes for good TV.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
Definitely. I remember we all wanted to go in the hot tub that night, and we couldn't because he threw a big ceramic pot in there. And like,
oh, we didn't even see that.
I know. I would have loved to have seen that.
Damn it.
Oh, man. I was like, can you take it out? Can we clean this up?
I know, right?
That's what we want to do. We were like, what? We have to drain the hot tub? We're all trying to have a hot tub party.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I hope MTV shows like more behind the scenes stuff that we can check out online. Because I'm pretty sure more craziness went down. But maybe if there's a reunion, you know how MTV likes to do those reunions.
Yeah.
If there's one, I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, and I will say, okay, so the whole Luau thing, like we'll go back and to everything after, but the whole Luau thing, MTV and the host was saying, you know, this is your time to turn up, but I feel like there's a lot of turn up sessions that we don't get to see. So maybe you could share one that was memorable to you.
Oh my gosh, there was so many. I mean, you're talking about the Luau, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
besides
I
the
mean,
Luau.
Besides that, because they called it like, oh, this is your chance to turn up, but we're like, I know that they've
Y'all turn up in the
before.
kitchen, the backyard, the bathroom, anytime. I'm like, dang.
I know. So that kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, we really got turned up a lot of nights. I mean, my favorite night in particular was probably the night that, you know, the guys did terrible at the matchup ceremony, so they all wore their, you know, little boxer briefs.
Oh, this was Hunter's sock incident, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter's sock incident.
Which he made up for, obviously, when he went into the girls' room and...
I mean, yeah, everyone in the house basically saw it after that point, and yeah, he wasn't a liar.
Yeah. Hey, I follow Hunter on Instagram, and he posts a lot of selfies.
Does he?
He is. He definitely is a selfie whore, that's for sure.
I like it.
I mean, hey, he looks really good. So.
I know. You got to give it to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, you work for it, you got it. It's fine. Okay.
Hey, all for it.
But the matches come up. So this is where we get kind of confused because I'm like, what is happening? Because I didn't see this strategy coming at all.
Oh my gosh,
I know
me
you guys,
either.
like, they were talking about it, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, when it came up, I was like, what, you're matching with who?
Yeah.
And it was the first
It was
match,
just
too.
so
that was
bizarre and random.
Right.
I was like, how is this a strategy? I don't get how
Right.
some people matched with others.
Right. As
I don't
bizarre
get it.
as Connor's coconut bra.
Yes.
That night, I was like, what is
That
he
was hilarious.
doing?
We all
Oh
stood
my
up and we're
God.
like, what? Like, what is he wearing?
Right. I was like,
And of
okay.
course, I'm pissed off because I'm still like,
You're like, I
outta
still
here.
like you. Wow. Anyway,
showing
so
up in a whole Hawaiian outfit.
Right.
but yeah, so Tyler and Hannah
Yes.
first match, and I'm just like, oh man, poor Zach. I know Zach wanted to make sure that he, you know, he kind of locked in with her, but Tyler went for it, and he had that kind of like shy face. We don't get to see Tyler a lot. And we saw him a little bit, and he talked to Melanie this episode. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice connection. It seems super genuine. They were connecting about their dads.
I thought it was obvious they were going to match
Right.
up.
Exactly. I actually typed in my notes. I was like,
Yeah.
Tyler and Mel.
Yeah.
And then he was like,
Delete, backspace.
Hannah. I'm sorry?
I was like, backspace.
Right. Backspace, delete. Okay, Hannah?
Yeah.
Like,
So random.
What happened?
Like, why would you pick her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you saw all of our faces, we were all like, what?
You,
Yeah.
Ryan, the
So
producers,
awkward.
I'm sure, were like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little strange, but, you know, the guys kept doing strategy, and that just clearly wasn't working.
Right.
So, I don't know. They just kept doing terrible. If you notice, the girls do better than the guys.
Oh,
So,
I would agree
yeah,
with
my
you on
brains.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got to give it to the ladies. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys do. You guys do.
So Hannah, who I thought Zach was gonna pick tonight, Zach actually picked you,
Yeah.
and that was interesting too because correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I don't think he's ever matched with Shy, right?
No.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. That was like an interesting pairing. How did you feel about that?
Actually, did he match up with her the last one? He may have matched up with her once, but I was fine with it when he picked me. I mean, I always loved Zach. Zach and I were like the chefs in the house. We always cooked together.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You know, him and I, we have like cool vibes, you know?
Exactly.
Him and I were able to like flow, and you know, they don't really show it because we never really had like this romantic connection. But we were always chilling in the house together. We were
That's so
paisans.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. See, things we don't get to see.
See? Yeah.
Right. Things we don't get to see. But
So that one wasn't that random for us,
yeah.
but it was interesting. like-
Exactly.
yeah.
and then it goes on, and it doesn't get it starts getting better. I feel like I don't know if people just left the strategy, was like, okay, I'm gonna just work for myself here and figure out what I want. But Three Beams came up, and I thought I kind of knew who the Three Beams were.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
Okay, well, I don't know why I never thought about this before, but Hunter and Brittany, I think, are a match, like, for reals.
Yeah, I do too.
I think
That was
so.
one of my predictions from the Beams.
Yeah.
Rashida and Devin are one of my predictions from the Beams as well too. And who was the other one? Alec and Stacy, because they've
Yes.
sat together before and there were Beams that came up. So I'm like, could that be it? I mean, I feel like I know at this point, but then again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get shot down next week and be wrong.
I know, I'm sure I'll be wrong. I mean, We thought we had it all together.
Right. I feel like my mental, like my mentality is like, okay, don't be too excited anymore because
don't be excited.
you're gonna be wrong anyways.
Yeah.
If he's like messing with you, I'm like, okay,
I know.
okay.
You don't want to be let down.
Right.
Yeah.
One of our fans, one of the guys who watches our show religiously, we appreciate you, man. He loves AYTO. He's been watching since season 1. His name is Andrew Kirk. We mentioned him before. And what's it called? We want to know. He wants to know who's our predictions or next 3 predictions for the Truth Booth.
For the Truth Booth.
Yeah. So I know you can't give us any predictions because
can't,
you obviously know.
Yes.
But what about you, Des? What do you think?
Oh, goodness. Well, the games are always interesting.
Yeah.
Because we never know who is going to win them.
I know, exactly.
I mean, Melanie, she has talked about how competitive she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Let's say Melanie and...
What do you think? I want to go with Mel and Tyler from what I saw today.
Tyler. Because I
Yeah.
liked that. I mean, we only saw a glimpse of their like relationship, whatever's going on there. But I liked it. I liked the little bond they had.
What do you think of that, Melanie and Tyler? I want to see if I can get anything from you, so I'm just gonna like randomly throw it at you.
No, Melanie and Tyler, they, they're awesome. On their first date that they went on, she came home and Melanie was crying because Tyler wrote his name in the sand for the first time, and she was really touched to that. And I guess they both have, similar
Stories, right? Backstories.
Yeah, so I think that
I agree with you on that one. I agree with Melanie and Tyler as well too. I want to see Devin and Rashida go to the Truth Booth next because they've had this kind of on and off thing for the past couple episodes, and I'm getting curious now. Although like Devin's crazy head is in Kiki still.
Yeah.
I like Kayla's like yeah. I honestly think that there's something there, and I feel like her personality can hold him down a little bit.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm like, okay, Kiki's been with, I think out of all of the girls in the house, I think if she went in the Truth Booth with someone else, maybe we could find out who her match finally is.
Right. I feel like
that would be like at least one. I know. It's like, do you keep sending her in? Do you hold
it's
back?
like a process of elimination at this point.
I don't know. It's better.
But I feel like if you keep on doing it, you're just gonna lose more and more because you don't get explored.
I know.
She has only 4 people left.
The show isn't Find Kiki's match. Like we're all here trying
It's
to.
not Find Kiki's match.
It's like stop sending her in. As of right now, I still have 9 possible matches that could be my match. Why are we keep sending her in? There's other people.
That's a good point.
Probability, right?
9 possible, matches.
Exactly.
And she has how many at this point? It's like she can narrow it down herself.
Exactly.
That's
what
I'm saying. People in the booth, and that's what was really. I was arguing with people in the house, and I'm like, just stop sending her in. I don't know if you've noticed, but I didn't pick them because I was hoping they weren't going to come up. Because I'm like, watch, they're not going to be a match.
Yeah.
And
of course they
were
not.
Match, but...
No, see, that's right. I was like, it's more probable for her just to kind of like sift through the 4 and then kind of concentrate on the other girls to see what might happen, you know what I mean? And then obviously because Stacy and Alec have been sitting with each other and beams have always come up every time they sit with each other during a match.
Alec might not be a fan of it, but hey, just figure it out.
Exactly. Alec might not be a fan of it, but I guess so.
Yeah. Another person.
Alec and Stacey, they're crazy.
Yeah.
She even says it.
Or just stop hanging out. Like I don't know which one they need to do. It's
I
don't either. Yeah.
I would like to see Zach and Shy too.
Me too.
I really think they could be a potential match.
That's a good
I
one.
never would have thought that from the beginning, but now that we're further in and we've kind of seen their relationship develop, I think they're really cute. They have a lot in common from what I see.
They connect well together.
Yeah, so I think I would love to see that as well.
Yes, I definitely would too. There's a lot of you guys that predict all the time as well too on the comments and YouTube, so don't forget subscribe to us on YouTube, guys. Don't forget that. You can comment, like, and tweet us, and we'll try to tweet you back as well too. But follow us because this is getting super interesting.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go into predictions. I know we kind of just did that right now, but I want to see if we can predict anything crazy that's going to happen in the next couple episodes. So I want to go into predictions right now.
Okay, let's do it.
So, what do you think is going to happen next week? We saw Kiki and Devin obviously still getting it on or whatnot, or trying to get it on.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to develop in another Devin breakdown? Can you tell us anything? Is Devin going to go crazy again? Or do we have to watch?
You guys really have to watch.
Okay.
I really don't want to give away too much.
Yeah,
but,
no.
You know, things get crazy in that house.
Yeah.
It really, they really do get crazy. But I can't tell you so much. I'm sorry. I want
You're
to
fine.
you're
We're
fine.
good. That was like my journalistic
I
instinct
know.
just to try to probe it out. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good. I don't want
Yeah.
MTV to get mad at you. But what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen?
Okay, well, I feel like it's either Kiki's crazy or Devin's crazy. And they keep going back and forth, and like, there's not really like been an episode where they're both like.
I wonder if Austin's just gonna get pissed because no one wants to play strategy anymore, and he's just gonna be like, "You guys, this is not working.
Yeah.
Like, get it together. Here's my business plan." I feel like he's gonna come out with a full
Yeah.
business plan and be like, "Yo, listen, we gotta do it this way."
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
But like Devin's all like, I hate this show. I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You secretly love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
She's laughing. She does it right.
He loves it, Devin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay,
He
well,
loves it.
I guess that could be the hot mess.
And
Let's do
I
the hot
want to
mess.
see Hunter and Brittany go on a date or something, like
Okay,
anything. I just
okay.
like want to see them in
Okay.
action. So I'm gonna predict that there's gonna
I
be
think so
something
too.
with them.
I want them to go on a date.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm kind of with that too. I like that. I'm
Yeah.
kind of with that. Even though they don't want to be with each other because they're both from the South and just like want to
Yeah,
fight
but
something
that's
else.
why
But
it could be great.
it could be a great match.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kayla. So I want to give you this time before we end the show to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've seen that MTV's got a little nuts with the crazy and edited the way they did. But what would you like to tell us about you? What else? Like, are you doing anything at this point? Are you do you have anything that you want to put out there? This is your time to advertise, girl. Go ahead.
You know, being in that house, you're kind of living like in an unrealistic situation. In real life, when you start meeting someone and you start liking them, you know, you hang out with them, you know, like once a week or maybe a few times a week, and then slowly it gradually becomes, you know, maybe see them every single day or every other day or whatever. Well, in this house, you know, you're waking up, eating breakfast with them, you know, doing challenges with them all day long.
Whether
you're
you
with them,
like it
going to
or
sleep with
not.
them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a non-realistic thing. So people I noticed were saying, you know, how are people falling for each other so quickly? How are they so crazy about each other so quickly? You know, it's because of that. You don't usually jump in a relationship and live with someone. And when you break up with someone, you don't live with them. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not, or if you live
Oh,
with
yeah.
them and you guys break up and you separate houses, you don't continue to live with them. So just this house has been crazy. I know I've gotten a lot of feedback about like, you know, Connor's not your match. Why are you so upset? Yada, yada, yada. And, you know, that's really why. But, you know, you see, I cried last episode. I kind of got it out of me. I'm not a crier. I'm not really an emotional person. I am a Cancer, so I get
Me too.
I get, oh, see, that's good. But I get emotional, but I was kind of like bummed out. I watched, you know, the AfterBuzz last week with the girls, and you know, Chelsea's always calling me immature, and it just like pisses me off because I'm like, you know, expressing how I feel. Does that make me immature because I'm expressing how I feel? You know, if staying true to myself and speaking my mind is immature, then so be it. But I was more bummed out about, you know, like the girls agreeing with her and sitting there shaking their head. Kiki, for instance, she's a perfect example. She should have stuck up for me, and, you know, she's going back to Devin right now as of last episode, and that's one of her, you know, confirmed a non-perfect match. So I wish she kind of like stuck up for me and was like, you know, hey, this is how it was in the house, but it wasn't like that. And, you know, like I was just really disappointed. And Melanie and I aren't like too close, so I was like, okay, whatever with her, like I understand. But that really really bummed me out. So
Oh, we'll see. I like that we got a little deeper with the situation and how
No,
it's
because we're
been.
obviously not there. We don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't know the
Yeah.
total backstory, so we, you know, it's nice to have.
I'm not like an evil, sadistic person.
No.
But it's nice just to have like both sides of the story. But I think
absolutely.
I think it's almost like a life lesson where it's just like, you know, you're just gonna at this point, like not everyone's gonna agree, or you know what I mean, or everyone has kind of different views. Yeah, everyone has different views, so it's like everyone kind of just has to live the way they want to live. Kind of just like this show,
Yeah.
you have to go with your gut feeling and how you feel, you know, versus everything else that's being pushed at you or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like there's a happy medium from strategy and you know, finding your emotional match. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just find that
Absolutely.
median. I think you guys will be okay, but it's easier said than done, obviously, because we have messed up many of the times.
Tell MTV we got to be on the show.
Yes,
Actually, I don't know if I want to be on
Boy, not casted in the show, but a little panel discussion.
Yeah,
after,
official.
I mean?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So too.
Too funny. But yeah, one more time, before we head out, can you let the people know where they can find you?
Yes, you could find me on Instagram at MTVKayla, and you could find me on Twitter at KAYYJAYBEE or MTVKayla.
I like the little dance you gave with the shoulders.
I know, me too. That was so cute.
It's like a natural thing. I'm a dancer.
All right. There we go. And Miss D. Murph, what's going on?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DMurph625.
Awesome, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We love it. And we're going to see you again next week and back with Lem.
Yes.
Once again, guys, it's
So
your
excited.
boy, Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I think next week we're going to try to get some call-ins from people.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that, y'all.
Yes.
Catch y'all next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.